I've got a curveball for you.
Welcome to the JesseAF show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to my daily podcast.
Hey everybody, my name is Jesse Grossbohlin and welcome to the JesseAF show. Today is Friday, September 20th, 2019, episode 221 of my daily podcast. Yeah, that's right, daily. That means every single day I'll be posting a new episode, so please check in tomorrow for my next episode. I'm on Google Play Music, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and YouTube. So if you have any of those platforms, please consider subscribing. That way you get notifications for whenever I post a new episode. Man, that should be a rap song. I mean, honestly, I'm spitting bars like Eminem, you know what I mean? Whatever, I'm not Eminem. But the point is that curveballs are literally everywhere. And you want to know what's worse than a curveball? A fastball, because it literally comes at you faster than you could ever imagine. And it hits you hard. So every single day we live our life, things come and things go. Things happen, things don't happen. Makes sense, right? Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's how life goes. And then every once in a while, or maybe every week, you get hit by 20 fastballs all at once, and they all just come from different directions. Yeah, that happens a lot, actually. That's pretty much a part of the chaos theory of the world. You know, when things happen that are bad and you take them really hard, guess what? More is going to hit you. That's just kind of making sense there. Because honestly, the way things work, if you get hit really, really hard by one little thing, every other thing around you is just going to collide in on you at a speed that you are not comfortable with, and you're going to hurt from all that attacking you. Trust me, I've seen it firsthand where people literally get hit, pummeled to the ground because of everything that just hit them. Everything that just hit them. Every direction. Up, down, left, right, even from the ground, that you didn't even expect it to come from the ground, because how would a ball come from the ground and hit you in the face? I mean, that doesn't happen. But it does. It honestly does. It happens every single day. We don't expect things to go wrong in a certain place, and then guess what? We get hit in the face, and then we're like, man, it went wrong. And that's really life, you know, if you think about it. So, whenever I get a curveball, I'll explain how I resolve the curveball issue and how I doctor up the pain that I get from the curveball. So, those curveballs, they happen all the time. They honestly do happen all the time. Whether they're small or large, they happen at least once a day. I mean, to be honest, once a day. I like to call these fires because I like being a firefighter and putting out those little fires. Those are curveballs. Curveballs are a nightmare. I mean, they can honestly be a nightmare. They can be like an asteroid-sized curveball, and it could smack you right in the face and wipe you out of existence. I mean, honestly. But you can't let it wipe you out of existence. You can only let it do whatever you believe it can do to you. And what I really do mean by that is the curveball is only as hard or as big as you make it. Now let me explain that. It is really only all about perspective when you get hit by a curveball. Trust me. Anything could happen to you, and that curveball could be huge. It could be huge at first. Maybe you got cancer. Maybe you have a heart attack and you wake up in the hospital and everyone around you is like telling you, you can't eat cheeseburgers anymore. You can't have donuts anymore because you just had a heart attack and it was near fatal. That's life. The curveballs that you get thrown are just your way of living. When you have to deal with these little things all the time, you have to be ready for them. I mean, honestly, most of the time you cannot ever be ready for the curveball that comes at you. Maybe someone close to you dies. That's a tough curveball. I mean, honestly, that really is. I understand that. I understand death. I've had it a lot. You know, I've always lived my life with a lot of death in my life. So those curveballs are tough, but I've learned how to react to them. I've learned how to deal with them. I've learned how to adapt to those curveballs, and I can deal with them pretty well. But life is always about understanding what you have and not taking it for granted. So, you have a great day, yes. I hope everyone has a great day, all the time. But not every day is a great day. Some days are really bad days, and that's okay. It really is okay. No matter what happens to you, you can live through it because you're human. You have that power. You have that willpower. You have that mighty superpower to fight through anything that goes on. Because honestly, without living through those curveballs, our existence of mankind, we wouldn't be around if it wasn't for our willpower, our drive to live, our drive to push further and harder. Life is always about dealing with everything that comes at you, adapting and overcoming. Adapt and overcome. No matter what happens, you can always have that choice to adapt and overcome what happens. And I do that every single day. Every single day. No matter how hard it is, no matter how annoying it is that I got thrown a fastball or a curveball, I put my differences aside and I attack the issue and I get stuff done. I make sure that the issue gets resolved and I don't have to deal with it anymore. Because the longer that sore festers, the worse it's going to feel. So I make sure to attack it with everything that I've got so that it doesn't hurt me anymore. Because when you let things just sit there and hurt and hurt and hurt, it's not good. It really is not good. So let's go into why I came up with this topic. So today on my bus route, I had to pick up a student on this road, and literally it looked like it was probably going to be closed up ahead. I had to pick up the student. I'm sure I could get through it because it didn't look like it was completely blocked off, because why would they do that? I picked up the student and literally the road was blocked off. Now, it is absolutely illegal to back up a school bus on a road. Absolutely illegal. Okay? If you see it, it's illegal. Unless you have a police officer directing you back, or at least another bus driver or someone that you can trust to back up the bus for you. Come on, keep coming. You're good. Absolutely worst case scenario to back up at all. Okay? the worst part about it is there's a train track right behind me, basically. So that means I definitely cannot back up. So yeah, it's not exactly close to the train track, but it's about 4 bus lengths away. This road is narrow. There's no way to turn around a school bus that's 50 feet in that little road. Absolutely no possible way to do it. So what I did was I had to sit there and wait. And I called it in on the radio, and they told me, well, make sure you're doing what is safest. It's like, okay. I have to figure out something to do. I'll just sit here until someone comes by. That's all I can do. And that's what happened. A construction worker passed by, and I beeped my horn a little bit, got their attention. They came over, they pulled the barrier out of the way, and I got through. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to be dropping off those kids later on that same area, but I'm going to work around it. It makes sense. Problem solving. But what I had to do was I had to go back to base and talk to them about possible detours that I could take for dropping off the students, or even picking them up on Monday if the intersection is still closed. Makes sense. So everything that I have to deal with, I have to figure out how to attack it and how to put out the fire as soon as possible without getting into trouble. Because trouble is not good. It's not good. So I like looking at everything in life and just saying to myself, I have to figure it out as soon as possible, and I cannot let it sit around, because I have done it in the past. I've let things sit around. And when you let things sit, it just gets worse and worse. It really does. I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. I know I did. I will see you guys tomorrow, and I hope you have a really great day.